They thought they had him. A lone human soldier, pulled from the wreckage of a dropship that had crash-landed on the barren moon of Graal 7. The Thal'kren Dominion had never captured a deathworlder alive before. Their scientists were eager, their commander smug. A victory, however small, was still a victory. He was unconscious when they dragged him in, clad in scorched armor, visor cracked, half his equipment missing, and biometric signals showing multiple broken bones. The Thal'kren had studied humans. They were difficult to kill, stubborn, but they bled like anything else when hit hard enough. The soldier was placed in a containment cell reinforced with neural dampeners and kinetic nullifiers, a cell used for elite predators from war-torn worlds. Just to be sure, they chained him at the ankles and wrists with alloy bands calibrated for Class 6 strength species. They thought it was enough. The lead xenobiologist, Director Vether, examined the unconscious human with clinical curiosity. "They're denser than most," he commented to his assistant, "and the cranial structure is inefficient, overdeveloped in the frontal region. Primitive emotion regulation," his assistant noted. Yet somehow they subjugated 3 warring species within a single solar decade. Vether waved that off. Technological luck and barbarism, no different from the Goran packs. Strike first, think later. Their reputation is exaggerated. When the human woke up, the first thing he did was not scream, not plead. He stared, even through the reinforced glass. Vether felt unsettled by the gaze. His assistant described it later as not looking at us like captors, more like an equation he was solving. They attempted standard interrogation. When that failed, they tried neural scans, truth serums adapted for human biology, and finally, immersive pain simulation. Each method yielded nothing but silence or quiet, unnerving laughter. The human didn't speak for the first 48 hours. When he did, it was to ask a single question. "How many of you are in this facility?" The translator stammered. You're not in a position to be asking questions, human." He blinked once, slowly. "I'm not asking." That night, the lights in the corridor flickered. Power systems were checked, found intact. Security logs showed no anomalies. But the feed from Cell 4, the human cell, stuttered for 2 full minutes. When it returned, the human was exactly where he had been before, seated, calm, except the chains were gone. The guards blamed equipment failure. Vether wasn't convinced. Alloy bands didn't malfunction. They shattered or melted. And neither had happened. He ordered tighter containment. More guards. Surveillance increased to 24 hours. Still, the next night, 2 guards assigned to the wing were found unconscious, their weapons missing, comms fried. The human still sat in the cell, watching. Vether confronted him directly through the intercom. "You're trying to intimidate us. It won't work." The human tilted his head. "You're scared." Vether clenched his mandibles. "We are the Thal'kren Dominion. We conquered the Ashari Triumvirate in 3 weeks. We extinguished the Zayla swarm in a month. You're a single." "I know what you are," the human interrupted. "You're used to prey. You've never fought anything that bites back." Vether felt an unfamiliar sensation in his chest. Dread. He ordered the human sedated. Triple dosage. It took effect within minutes. The human slumped, and they moved him to a new containment zone. He was gone within the hour. No alarms. No breach doors. Just gone. Footage showed nothing. It simply skipped from him being strapped to the table to an empty room. Then the facility started dying. It began with silence. Comms died. The outer perimeter sensors went dark. Internal doors refused to open. The AI governing security flickered into manual override, issuing a single cryptic message. "Containment breach, reversal imminent." Vether ordered emergency lockdown. The first explosion came from the weapons vault, the second from engineering. By the time the Dominion troops arrived, 38 staff were missing. The command center was wrecked. The human was never found. 3 months later, reports surfaced from neighboring sectors. Dominion outposts burned. Ships stolen. Officers assassinated. Entire squads ambushed with no warning, no trace. The pattern was always the same. Surgical strikes, no survivors, and a human skull painted on the wall in ash or blood. They called him the Ghost. The Dominion issued a galaxy-wide bounty. No confirmed sightings. No known allies. Just an increasing list of accidents wherever the Thal'kren operated. 5 Dominion generals were found dead in their own ships. One was found seated in his chair, undisturbed, with a small note pinned to his chest. This is for self-war. Panic began to spread. Propaganda was deployed. The Ghost is a myth. Humans are weak. Order is maintained. But desertions grew. The Dominion's enemies rallied. Systems that had once trembled now defied Thal'kren authority. They had seen fear in the eyes of their conquerors, and it gave them courage. What the Thal'kren never understood, what they could never quantify, was what made humans different. It wasn't just biology or brutality. It was conviction. The kind that didn't end when the body broke. The kind that planned, waited, adapted. The kind that couldn't be locked in a cage. You could shackle their limbs, not their resolve. The Dominion eventually fell, not to a fleet, not to an invasion, but to rot from within. Seated by a single soldier, they failed to break. Years later, in the ruins of the Dominion capital, archaeologists found a single phrase carved into the wall of the Grand Hall. You should have killed me when you had the chance. And beneath it, a crude outline of Earth.